My wife was given an evacuation flight. She's Norwegian, to go to obviously Oslo. And my country manager, who's American, was given her evacuation flight to go obviously to the States. And so they both headed towards the airport. And it's just scenes of absolute humanitarian crisis on a scale that people just won't be able to comprehend. There are thousands of just desperate people trying to escape Afghanistan. And whilst the US and the UK are boasting that they're sending so many thousands of troops and they're going to evacuate tens of thousands of people, they have not got a handle on the crisis outside the airport. And so my wife and my country manager, who's over 30 weeks pregnant, were caught in the crush of people trying to get into the airport. And then to make matters worse, the American troops fired warning shots, which just created a mass stampede of people who are scared for their lives. No one has yet asked them from either the State Department or from the Norwegian consulate, where are you? Because you didn't make your evacuation flight. So literally right now, and I think everybody needs to be aware of this, that there's no record of who is getting on these flights to get out. It's an appalling. How are they going to know when they've got all the expats out? Because currently right now, anybody can get to the Kabul airport. But once they get there, there's no guarantee they get in. And then now people are becoming, potentially, they're seriously injured. It's shocking. Thousands of people now, have had their lives ripped from them. We gave them hopes, aspirations, dreams for the future. And now suddenly we decided, no. On my staff, I've got young female Afghan nationals who are veterinarians, 22, 25-year-olds. What's their future going to be? They are probably going to end up being married to a Taliban fighter. They'll be forced to live in the home, and they will just be there to bring up kids. Are you telling me that the West is okay with that? Because that's what we've just created. I lost 2 of my Royal Marines in Helmand province back in 2006. And for a while, whilst you can never justify and say a death was 100% worth it, that sacrifice those soldiers made actually contributed to young women being able to go to school, Afghans actually getting into society that was starting to tolerate each other. Equality was starting to become on the agenda. You've got female members of parliament here in Afghanistan, or you did. And then now we have just brought the same people back to power that we removed. So if the Taliban do go back to their old ways, that means every single life that was lost in Afghanistan was in vain. We have created a humanitarian disaster on a scale just not seen before. And this is one that's going to go on for generations. And we're not going to see it because, these young girls, who are going to have no future, we're not going to see that because the eyes of the West will leave Afghanistan when the last American military plane leaves Kabul airport in whenever, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it's going to be. No one's coming back. So when the Taliban slowly start bringing in, the stricter version of law that they want to, no one's going to do anything because no country is going to want to come back in and try and control Afghanistan again.